What up guys, Cassandra here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the patch that came out about 2 days ago on October 18th and how it affects our spec in PvP. Now, one of the major changes to all the classes is the down state. When you enter the down state, you are no longer invulnerable. What that means is, not necessarily you're invulnerable while you're on the ground, is as you are falling down, entering the down state, you usually have this period of time where you cannot take damage or be affected by anything. This has been removed. Now this really helps us, because while we're cleaving or using one of our abilities, you don't have that damage wasted. Alright, on to the warrior patch notes. It says here, warriors continue to hold its place among each game type, so the team isn't looking to make a massive adjustments at this time. For this update, we have a few quality of life adjustments and bug fixes, as well as a few functionality changes to skills like Whirling Axe and Eruption Smash, which will help them achieve their purpose. The first change is the Shield Bash. Now, there was a bug that prevented this ability from removing the immobile condition on use. Now, what Warrior Sprint trait says is run faster while wielding melee weapons. Movement skills break immobilization when used, and Shield Bash kind of lunges you forward a little bit, so it is then considered a movement skill, and it should remove immobile. But I guess in some cases it didn't. We didn't really notice this because we weren't using a shield for the longest time, so I'm glad they kind of fixed that. The next change is the King of Fires, another bug fix. This bug fix that prevented this trait's detonation from functioning with Headbutt. So it says Berserker skills detonate fire aura, damaging in nearby foes. So what I guess once they get the Headbutt wouldn't detonate the fire aura, and you just lose some kind of damage over that. Next is the Berserker stance change. Fixed the bug that caused this stance to apply for less than a full 125% value when the last stand trait is equipped. Now, last stand gives a 25% duration increase to stances. So I'm glad that was changed, because we definitely use Berserker stance all the time. The next change is the Dual Strike. Increases damage by 34%. That's really good for our spec, guys. Dual Strike was already one of our hardest hitting abilities, and it just hit even harder. When we're fully procced and we crit, we're hitting for about 3,300. No, sorry, we're hitting for about 6,300 with Dual Strike, making that higher damaging than our Decapitate burst ability. Alright, the next change is to Whirling Axe. Whirling Axe says while channeling this skill, you move 50% faster. Now, the tooltip has been updated to show this. Movement speed increased by 50%. Now, this is really awesome. This has increased, this has pretty much changed this ability a lot, because usually you would have to make sure your opponent either was in a stun, immobilization, or had cripple or chill on them in order for it to have a very effective Whirling Axe. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, because you just simply need to just pop the ability and chase them down. And no one, unless they're using some super speed, they're not usually going to be able to get away from you. This is also helpful when trying to get around the map. As you use skills like your Bull's Charge and your Greatsword skills to get around the map, you can kind of use Whirling Axe to do the same thing now, since it grants you 50% movement speed. Alright, the next change is the Bull's Charge. The recharge time has been reduced to 30 seconds from 35 seconds, and I believe Bull Charge was at 45 seconds a while back. So this has seen a large change a large reduction in its cooldown. This has been really fun to play with now, since it does have a combo finisher with it, and if you're running a Headbutt and Bull's Charge, you have like a total of 6 seconds of stunning your opponent, keeping them CC'd, and it's really nice. But watch out for that stability, of course. Alright, next we have Signet of Fury. Its recharge time has been reduced to 20 seconds. I'm not really sure what it was. We don't really use this. If we do use this, we use this in a spec that really requires to use our burst as much as possible, such as like Gunflame with a rifle. So I would use something like Signet of Fury for that kind of spec right there, since we're trying to get our adrenaline up as fast as possible. The precision is always nice, but I don't see that as being useful in PvP, maybe for PvE situations. The next change is On My Mark. Simply says this skill now applies revealed for 4 seconds in addition to vulnerability. Now that is awesome. With our particular spec, we have a lot of trouble with thieves. Thieves usually get usually beat us in a 1v1 situation about 80% of the time. The only way we really beat them is they really got to mess up and we get a good headbutt on them and a good combo string. But with this just allows us more opportunity to get a win on in. I was practicing with this for a little bit today, and I can definitely see my win rate percentage on thieves go up just slightly, but not too much. I don't think it's enough to put in as a staple unless thieves become like the new flavor of the month. Usually your teams would only have one thief anyway, and the other stealth classes would be your mesmers and your rangers, but them having stealth usually haven't really messed me up that much. But that reveal being tacked onto Alma Mark has made this ability a lot better. If you put Alma Mark on your target that you're focusing, it just makes that target die that much faster, since everyone around him is going to be dealing 10% more damage. And that kind of becomes a little bit better than Signet of Might. Now, Signet of Might I've used to become unblockable versus those Guardians, because you would see about 1 to 3 Guardians almost every single match, and that's just a whole lot of blocking you got to burn through. So, depending on the next season, we're gonna see if the new flavor is, well, if it's still Guardian, Signet of Might is still gonna be that spot for me. But if it changes to more Rangers and Thieves, Alma Mark might be the new thing. Alright, the next change is to Signet of Stamina. The recharge time has been reduced to 40 seconds. Now, my thoughts on Signet of Stamina, I don't really see many people using it in PvP. If you were using a Signet spec, that will definitely be your best choice for Condi removal with that spec. But again, I see most people going for Condi removal and other abilities within a trait rather than a single move by itself. You have Cleansing Ire, you have Savage Instinct, and you also have Brawler's Recovery, which usually takes the cake on that. And if you really want to stack up, you can use Ruin of Leadership to get those conditions off of you. Next on our list is Wild Blow. Wild Blow has had its recharge time reduced to 20 seconds. And you can see a trend here. A lot of our abilities has just been not necessarily buffed, except for Dual Strike in terms of damage, but necessarily just all the cooldowns have been reduced by maybe 5 to 10 seconds a piece. As I said, ease of use, quality of life kind of deal going here. Now with me, I love Wild Blow. Wild Blow has been really fun. I don't see its use in a power spec, mainly because we don't want our target to kind of get away from us in the melee spec, I should say. But if you're using something like a rifle or a bow, something long range, you might want to have something like this to knock them back away from you. As well as a if you're using Strength Tree in the Condi build, Wild Blow is really good because you could stack on Confusion at the same time. So that was really fun. So you stack on a lot of conditions, Wild Blow them away from you, they gain Confusion, and they're also CC'd for that little bit of time. And it's always a crit, and you get some adrenaline out of it. Alright, the next change on our list is Flaming Flurry. Reduce the projectile variance by 10 degrees. If you're a guy who uses who loves using the sword in your condition specs, this is going to be a quite of a buff, I would say, more so than a nerf. It's going to allow you to get more hits on a target right in front of you. Alright, the last change on our list is Rupture and Smash. Now this has been changed a lot. What it says is this attack now strikes in a single hit within an arc rather than a cascading damage attack. Now if you don't know what that means, it means that as soon as you jump in, you just deal damage, rather than you hit the ground and then something like kinda comes from your body and crawls towards your opponent. Even though it does it really quickly, this is just more instant. Another part of it that was changed is the effect for this skill has been sped up to much better match its new functionality. So the animation for it just looks a little bit faster, of course. And the radius of this ability has been increased to 360 degrees. So it doesn't go all around you. It's just pretty much has been doubled. So you can hit multiple targets with this now. Just run, jump in, daze, immobilize multiple targets. Really good. Another thing is the ground decal size has been increased to match the new radius. So as you saw, it's a lot bigger. And the daze duration has been increased to 1 second. Anyways, guys, this is Consento. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit that dislike button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And to all of you guys who play Guild Wars, in the comments below, let me know what you think about this October 18th patch. How has it affected the classics you play? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you wish they didn't change it? You know, again, this is a small balance patch. I'm pretty sure they're going to implement a even larger one before the season starts, again, they have to implement the new duo solo queue. So if anything, this is kind of like a trial period. So Whirling Axe may not even keep this, and Dual Strike may get its damage reduced before everything is settled. Same thing could be for all the abilities and things that would change for your class. Check me out on Twitch. I stream Monday through Thursday, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Links down in the description below. Go ahead and click that. Check me out. It's a fun, chill stream. It's a good place to have fun, listen to music, make some jokes, and also play some games together. But anyway, guys, this is Cassetto. Check you guys later. Thanks for plugging in. Peace. She told her to pick the one she wanted, and of course get the fattest one for me.
This is the all black one, is the fattest one. Ready? Yeah.
My ex chose the runt and named her Mocha due to her color, and I named my Mani after my old dog, Amani.